All right, we are about to go on this amazing journey deep inside the human body. We're going to explore the system that's literally powering us every single second of every day, the respiratory system. So let's dive right in.
Go on, do it with me. Just take a nice deep breath in and let it out. Seems simple, right? But that one little breath you just took, it kicked off this incredibly complex and fascinating process. So, where does that air actually go? And what's its mission once it gets inside you? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down.
At its very core, the respiratory system is all about a constant vital exchange. Its main job is to bring in the good stuff, that's the oxygen, and get rid of the waste, like carbon dioxide. This whole process, which we just call breathing, is absolutely essential for us to live.
Now, to really understand this journey, first we have to meet the key players. Think of them as the all-star team of organs that makes this whole thing possible. They're the main characters in our story.
And here they are. You got the trachea, the bronchi, the lungs, and deep inside, these tiny things called alveoli. This right here is the main pathway for every single breath you take. Let's get to know each of them a little better. First up, the absolute stars of the show, the lungs. These two big organs are basically the central hub, the main destination for our entire respiratory system. Next, you've got the trachea. You probably know it as the windpipe. The best way to think about it is like a major highway for air, leading right down into your chest. And right here, our highway splits. See, the trachea branches out into two main tubes called the bronchi, and these act like the big roads that carry air into your right and left lungs. Okay, we've met the team, now for the fun part. Let's actually follow a single breath on its journey, all the way from the outside world, deep, deep into the body. So here we go. The path starts when oxygen enters through your nose or mouth. From there, it travels down your throat, into that main highway, the trachea, then it splits into the two bronchi, with each one leading into a lung. We're getting deeper now. But the journey doesn't stop there. Once inside the lungs, those bronchi just keep branching out, getting smaller and smaller and smaller, kind of like the branches of a tree. We are getting so close to the final destination. And this is it. We've reached the most important part of the entire trip. This is where the real magic happens, deep down in the lungs at a totally microscopic level. This is the whole reason we took that breath in the first place. So you've got to be wondering, right? We followed this air all the way down these teeny tiny branches. What in the world is waiting at the end of these pathways? Let's zoom way in and find out. Welcome to the alveoli. At the very end of all those little tubes are millions of these delicate, tiny air sacs. And look, each one is wrapped up in a whole network of tiny blood vessels called capillaries. The fact that they're so close together is the absolute key to what's about to happen. And here it is, the Great Exchange. It's actually pretty simple. On one side, the blood flowing through those capillaries picks up all that fresh oxygen you just breathed in. At the exact same time, that blood gives up its cargo of waste, the carbon dioxide it collected from your body. It's just a simple, brilliant swap. Okay, so the swap has happened, but how does that fresh oxygen get to, your brain, your muscles, everywhere else it needs to go? Let's zoom back out and see how this little exchange powers your entire body through an incredible partnership. But first, let's finish the story of our breath. That carbon dioxide waste that just got dropped off in the lungs? It doesn't hang around. It travels right back up the same path it came down. Out of the alveoli, through the bronchi, up the trachea, and poof, you exhale it. Goodbye, waste. Now, about that partnership. The respiratory system is amazing, but it can't do its job alone. It works hand in hand with the circulatory system. That's your heart and all your blood vessels. The easiest way to think of it is the respiratory system brings in the fuel, the oxygen, and the circulatory system is the delivery service. You see, it's this perfect, continuous loop. Your respiratory system brings in the oxygen. Your blood, the circulatory system, picks it up in the lungs and delivers it to every single cell in your body. Then, on its way back, the blood picks up all the carbon dioxide waste and brings it right back to the lungs so you can get rid of it. It's just incredible. This really sums it all up perfectly. This isn't something that just happens now and then. It is a continuous, non-stop process that's absolutely fundamental for our bodies to work the way they're supposed to. So, the next time you take a breath, just for a second, remember that incredible journey it's taking. About 20,000 times a day, your body performs this amazing, life-sustaining process without you even having to think about it. So, knowing all that, what are you going to power with your next breath?